morning, today's Monday, and this video is sponsored by having the shits. No, on an honest note, and just, you know, how food affects your body, I had an off-plan meal last night, tracked and planned in off-plan meal. Whenever I have an off-plan meal, it's because my coach has told me to, not because I've just gone off plan. And I had a pizza and I had a cookie box, and I hadn't pooped all... When did I last poop? Friday. So I hadn't pooped on the Saturday when we were at Go Ape, and I was like, I feel uncomfortable. And I went into Sunday and I still hadn't pooped, and I felt even more uncomfortable. I ate the pizza, I ate the cookie box. It was immense. But my hunger signals are not working. A medium pizza. I had my cookie box, and then my body caught up with me and was like, you didn't fucking need all that. But when I was eating my pizza, it was like someone was going to take it away from me. And I even tried to slow it down so that I could get my hunger, like I could understand my brain and understand my hunger, like all the receptors and stuff. Not there. Not there. I've just done a poo that I feel like I need to get in touch with Everlast and give them an apology, like a handwritten apology that they can put up in the foyer, because I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, happy Monday. We're back for another week of reversing. Oh my God, I can have my Rice Krispie squares. I can have my Rice Krispie squares. This is quite nice, getting these back. Just a little post-workout yummy ting. But yeah, looking forward to going into this new week. It's my last week at work. I've got next week off. Everything feels a bit weird, but we'll roll with it. My food's not going to change this week too much, I don't think, because I'm not checking in until Saturday, so she's not going to make any changes. But I'll talk you through it and talk you through how I feel about it, and maybe get some training in. Oh yeah, welcome back. My bargains coming through with the Prep Essentials that are on the Aqueous cream. Best moisturiser, nothing in it, all the good stuff. Oh my fucking God, I thought they'd moved the caramel rice cakes then. They've just put them on a different shelf. Panic over. This week on my ADHD personality with obsessive trait is tea. Someone told me that the biscuit brew that I have, they make in a jam on toast flavour, and I was like, oh, sounds weird, I'll try it. So here I am, buying tea. Yes! I bet it's going to be awful. We'll give it a go. I tell you what, my hunger signals are all over the place. I don't really have an appetite right now, and I'm surprised at that. However, when I was eating my off-plan meal on Sunday night, that pizza, like I polished it off so quickly, and there was no "you are full" until about an hour later, when I felt like shit and I couldn't move. It's actually quite scary, the things that your brain does to try and make you put on weight when you are this lean. I can completely understand how people's reverses get out of hand and body recomp and stuff. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. I watched a video that Kuba uploaded the other day about feeling hungry post-show, and I thought he summed it up really well, and I'm you know, if I'm ever struggling, I'm going to remember it. But he basically said, are you craving or are you starving? So if I put a raw carrot in front of you, if you were starving, you'd eat it. If you're craving, you're like, I don't fancy that, I want this. So post-show, if you are, I think it's a really, really good angle to take on it. And I think it's a good thing for most people when they're looking at losing some weight. You know, are you craving that, or are you actually hungry? You know, are you picking at bits because you just fancy it, or do you actually need that? And yeah, if I need a head wobble, I'm gonna tell myself that. But yeah, like I just think it's mental. I just think it's mental what your body or your body does. But yeah, I had my pre-workout oats this morning. I had my pre-workout bagel this morning. Bagel thin. Not a bagel. Not a full bagel. A bagel thin. I'm going to go and have my oats and my squares bars now. And I'm just like, could have it. And I was uncomfortable yesterday. I was uncomfortable full-wise. And I was getting my meals in for the sake of it. Didn't really want them. I mean, if this is how reverse is going to go, that's fine, because I'd rather be too full than starving, maybe? Whatever. It's only week 2. It's only week 2. But yeah, feeling all right. Training was flying this morning. My new plan is a lot simpler in the sense that I've got probably 6 or 7 exercises, whereas before I was like supersetting this and supersetting that, and really, really pushing myself to like fucking new levels of exhaustion. Not to say I'm not going to be training to failure here, but fuck me, yeah, it's a lot simpler. So I just trained shoulders and chest. Felt great. I just fucking buzzing. As long as I've got really clear goals, I'm fucking happy. Doesn't matter whether it's fat loss, doesn't matter if it's weight gain. Like, as long as I just know what I'm doing and what I'm working towards. I just need to be working towards something, which is why this sport is so good for me. My hair's disgusting. I mean, if anything sums up my personality in a shop from Sainsbury's, it is dry shampoo and tea at the moment. Tea is less expensive than my Vinted obsession. Not to say that that's not still there, because I've already looked at it this morning. Honestly, I'm going to do a Vinted haul. I'm going to be one of them in off season. Here's what I found on Vinted. Oh, £6, £4. I have picked up some really good stuff. Maybe I will. Right, gonna go to work. A few more days left in my job. What? Feeling weird. And my days at work at the moment are kind of boring, because I've got everything to a point where I can't really progress it, because what's the point? And also I'll need to include it in my handover for someone else. I'm just like tidying up loose ends, and it's just boring. I'm feeling all kinds of ways. So many feelings. Current condition, still very lean. I need to do a post on excess skin before it disappears, because I think it's important to know that actually you can't, it's only while I'm this lean that you really notice it. Week post show, and already that is starting to fill back out. It is mad how the body changes. Goals are fill it with abs. My skin is really starting to break out everywhere. Lot the difference in my neck colour to my face colour, but hormones are going. Oh my god, I've just noticed that. Oh my god, I've just noticed that. Oh my god. We need to have another good scrub tonight. But yeah, this is hormones going cray-cray. About to eat another meal, but I'm not arsed on. I'm just not hungry. But it's already, and this is the thing, because I've got so much food to get in. Well, I say so much food, more food than normal. Like, it's 11 o'clock. If I don't eat this now, I'm just going to make myself uncomfortable later, because I've got another one of these, a beef and potato and veg, and then my rice cakes and my protein pud to get in. So if I don't get it in now, when? This is something that I'd normally expect to experience in off season, when my calories are through the roof, but they're not even through the roof, and I'm still struggling to get food in this week. I just didn't expect to feel like this, really. I spoke too soon on the hunger thing. The body likes to be hungry about 3-4 o'clock. I've had some chewing gum. I've had a vape. I'm an ex-smoker, so smoking and nicotine is an appetite suppressant, and I will admit that I have, in this prep and probably into the reverse, been taking on these a little bit too much. But I'm hoping that as the hunger tapers off, I won't feel like I need to pick it up so much. But Wow. Wow. I'm a hungry bitch. Thankfully, just turned up at Everlast. Gonna get my cardio in. Hopefully that pushes it a little bit more like it did yesterday, the day before. But yeah, yesterday I wasn't struggling with hunger. Today I am. But only later in the day. So at least I know if it sticks to that routine, scheduled hunger, I can probably try and stretch my meals out even more. Not that it'll help really that much, because I think the hunger is just a thing and will be a thing for the next however long. Can't wait. Can we normalise achievements without trophies? It's got me thinking today. There's a few people that I've bumped into at the gym that have known that I've been prepping because I fucking live there. I've had the, how did you get on at finals? I'm like, oh yeah, oh fuck. I'm like, oh yeah, fucking sick. Like, I looked amazing and it was such a good day. And they're like, where did you place? And I'm like, I didn't. And they're like, oh, that's a shame. Oh, right. There's no about it. I looked sick. I had the best day. No disappointment. Fucking hell. Still, like, over a week later, still people not getting that you can be proud and happy with what you did without a trophy to show for it. Good. It's Wednesday morning. Oh my god, I look like a crackhead. And I'm at Sainsbury's to buy some emergency cucumbers because I will not give in that period between 3 and 5 where my body wants to eat everything that I can find. So emergency cucumbers, maybe some more 10 cal jellies to have at work. It's not a sweet craving, it's just I'm fucking starving. So if I get some of those, maybe it'll help me out. Just picking these up. Tray Bakewell, by the way, for the win. And saw these. Sorry. What the fuck? And a chocolate one. Is that also low calorie? Shit the bed. Do you ever see things like this in a supermarket, by the way? And be like, someone made a decision here. Someone made a decision. It wasn't me, by the way, that was having a word with themselves. I got what I came for. Straight in, straight out. I was just having a think, though, like, I am looking forward to being able to have stuff at Christmas and being able to indulge and things like that. But I'm so set on keeping my off-season tidier than I have before. I've not put my body through the prep stage before. So now I know how fucking hard it is and how hard I've had to work to get some of that fat off, particularly for first timers. And I just don't need to push my body up that high. I don't. And actually, when I think about it, I know that women have to get uncomfortable in bodybuilding with how they look to be able to put muscle mass on in an off season. I get that. I don't need to look the way that I did, and I don't need to feel the way that I did because I was super uncomfortable. There's a level that I am happy with and there's a level that I'm unhappy with, and I pushed it to unhappy with last time, but I didn't know any better. Coach and I were like, yeah, let's just fucking do it as long as you're all right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. And actually I should have just spoken up and said I'm not all right, and it just made it so much harder for myself. And whilst I will be pushing up high calories and I will be pushing up body fat, I don't need to push my body fat up as high as I've done before. So my goal for off season is to kind of live in a body that I'm happy with, because also I'm trying on wedding dresses. Like, I can't be pushing it too high for that alone. So I'm going to start wedding shopping. Oh, buy this wedding, please. Wedding dress shopping in January, probably, because you've got to have about 12 to 18 months before you get married. Apparently, things that I'm learning along the way, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't know that. Ooh. So I'm not gonna get myself in a position where I look drastically drastically different to normal. No. Yes. No? Yes. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just not going to get as fat as I did pre-prep. And that's what there is to it. So I'm going to take my cucumber to work now, and hopefully that might satisfy me in that hungry window between 3 and 5. Probably not, but at least it's not anything else like off plan that could have a bad effect on my mental health and a bad effect on my reverse. It's Wednesday, 12:15. I've only just had my first chicken and rice meal because I was sat in a handover for 2 hours with the person that I am handing some of my work streams over to, and actually it was only towards the end of that I started getting hungry, so maybe I can actually stretch that first chicken and rice meal out until after 12. Maybe that is the thing. Maybe it's because I was distracted and I was constantly doing work and everything and talking that I didn't feel the need to have that. I did take a cucumber into the room. My boss was like, are you gonna eat that in front of me? And I was like, even worse, I'm going to make eye contact with you whilst you do it. And he was like, are you actually? I was like, no. I'm glad that it won't get me. I will miss them. I genuinely will miss them. But no adventures and all that. Normally, I clock my steps before the Stairmaster, get on the Stairmaster, and then do the remainder on top of the Stairmaster steps on the treadmill afterwards, which sounds very overly complicated. I suppose it is actually, but that is how I do it, because Stairmaster clocks your steps, and obviously I don't want that. So I didn't know what I'd done, and I just did an extra 2,000 last night, so I just need to remember to check them. It's very weird actually, coming out of post-show, all the habits that I've formed, like double checking things like that, I'm not starting to fall off because I'm still very much in my routine and I do the same shit all the time anyway, and I do it because I enjoy it. But like little things, like I'd be so particular over that and couldn't do one step under, and now I'm just like, oh yeah, I think it was probably around about 2,000, so I'll just make sure I do 2,000. It isn't like to the step, which is quite a nice habit to break, I suppose. I owe myself that. Andy was talking about that the other day. He was like, you don't have to be so psychopathic about it anymore. I'm like, true. True, I don't. It does give me good structure though, and I do like the way that I live. I know that a lot of people couldn't do it. I know that a lot of people wouldn't like it, but I do. That's a nice bin. Lovely. I love this walk. Stunning. Stunning. Still undecided what to have as my off-plan meal this week. I really wanted a chippy, like a posh chippy, and it shuts at 6 on a Sunday, and I'm like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to have my birthday meal at like 4 o'clock on a Sunday so that I can sit there and enjoy it for 2 hours? No. So I'm debating whether to go for like steak or whether to cook burgers at home with the fam. I just don't know. I feel like when it's your birthday and you've got an off-plan meal, there's even more pressure to make it special, but I'm just not really that arsed. Anything is kind of nice, and like I said, at the minute I'm just not food focused, which is a brilliant thing, and I wonder whether that's had some impact on the fact that I'm not hungry in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. So I've been trying to work out what I'm actually doing this week for my birthday. On Friday I'm going to a concert with my dad, going to see Bob Dylan in Nottingham. I think work will let me go early on Friday because it's my last day, and they'll be like, there's no fucking point in you being here until 5 o'clock. So I bet they'll, around midday, be like, have the rest of the afternoon off. And I'll be like, great, thanks. Then we'll go and see Bob Dylan in the evening. And I think on Saturday, Andy and I are going to go and train at Ultraflex at Rotherham, because obviously, how else would you want to spend your birthday when travelling an hour and a half to just go to the gym? But I think that's what we're going to do. And then Sunday, my actual birthday, I've got no clue. I just want to chill, really. I want to chill. Might go to Doddington Hall and get a nice coffee and go for a walk around there, which is very beautiful. I will show you. But yeah, that's it from me, really. not doing a midweek check-in, just checking in on Saturday, so it feels very weird not having anything to update on. But I don't look drastically different, which is kind of a nice thing, because it's not good to look drastically different only a week and a half post-show. That shit has got to be steady. Mentally and physically, I think that's got to be steady, because it's going to take me a little getting used to the idea, even though I know it's the right thing to do. I don't feel like my energy is way up, but I did have a very good training session this morning on quads and hams, and up my legs feel like lead walking around getting my steps in, but it's such a nice feeling. I managed to get my strength back on my RDLs, so I was doing RDLs with 37s, 37 and a halves. The halves are obviously very important. Felt really good to have that strength back, even though I didn't really feel like I'd lost too much at all. I managed to up my split squats as well. Like, I hate split squats. I hate them. I don't think there's many people that really like them. They felt good today as well. Wrist wraps always. Wrist wraps on anything with dumbbells where you're really pushing it. Highly recommend, because it made me feel great. Good afternoon, it is Thursday. By the way, I am walking like an absolute prick. I'm trying to avoid walking like it and walking normally, but I can't. Still not feeling too hungry yet. I've just had a chicken and rice meal that I left until about 12 because I just wasn't arsed. I'll still get that really hungry period around 3 or 4 o'clock, and it will not be satisfied by food, so I'm just trying my best to ignore it. Accountability wise, this week I have had an extra rice cake because it was the last one in the packet, and I was just like, it's the last one in the packet. I don't have to only eat 5 rice cakes anymore, but I am obviously trying to stick to it as much as possible. Saying that, last night I bought Andy some of these little caramel elves from Aldi, and I've been looking at them for ages and thinking they're really cute, and they're caramel, and they're 52 calories. And I was like, do you want to try an elf? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you know what? It's not going to kill me. I'm going to try an elf, because I'm trying to get away from this food guilt that I have when I have off-plan meals as well as. And so yeah, I tried an elf and it was delicious, and look, I haven't died and I don't look any different. The problems that come with reversing and eating on top of your plan is when you are binging and when you are eating a lot on top of your plan. I've had a rice cake and I've had an elf, and in total that is under 100 calories more across the week. So it's not like I've fucked it or anything. I just allowed myself to have that little bit of freedom where we could both share that in the moment, and it was good. Trying to kind of not heal a relationship with food, because I haven't got a poor relationship with food, but what I also don't want to do is continue the prep mindset. So it's trying to make sure I don't fall into a bad relationship with food, basically. I've got a few things to show you actually that I've picked up this week and that have been delivered. So when I get home I'll show you. Feeling a bit weird this week as I run up to my last day. I think there's a few different meetings and things that are making me feel a little bit anxious and a bit reflective, and just feeling a bit uncomfortable. I think it's really hard when you don't feel particularly valued at your job, or you don't get appreciated, and then as soon as you leave everyone's like, thank you so much for everything that you've done, we really appreciate everything that you've done for us over the last few years. And you just think, have I made the wrong decision? I absolutely haven't, but you do get like that. Whilst everyone's been super nice to me, I've just kind of reminded myself that I have done the right thing and that I am really looking forward to my new job. I've kind of got a bit of imposter syndrome with it. It is a step up, but I think it's only a step up in terms of pay. The actual job is still very much the same, and local authority are they're underpaid for what they do. So I'm probably just getting what I deserve instead, which is hard for sometimes people to acknowledge, isn't it, that they're deserving of more. You see it all the time. But yeah, there's like a little bit of nerves in there and mostly excitement, but it's just a big week, isn't it? And I think there's also a weird feeling when you're leaving somewhere, not because you particularly are gagging to get out the door, but you've just been offered a new opportunity, so there's no beef. You don't hate your job, you're just leaving because you've been offered something better. So there's just a whole load of that this week. But yeah, last day tomorrow. I know I moaned about this earlier, but my quads are so sore that I'm actually like giving way. Like when I'm walking really funny. I haven't had DOMs like this in a really long time, but it feels really good. I've actually struggled to sit on the toilet today, and if you watch this vlog, you know I go to the toilet a lot. Wow, rest day tomorrow, which means rest day food, which is a bit gutting, but what are you gonna do? Oh shit, I'm pathetic. Thursday night and the kitchen is once again a hot mess, but it's alright because I was just going to show you some things that I've been picking up this week. In my Insight order, Nova Pump Neuro, or Nova Neuro Pump, whatever you want to call it. I haven't opened it yet, I haven't tried it yet. I bought this as a pre for when I'm training in the evenings, because when my new job starts on the 7th, I'm probably going to have to get a couple of evening sessions in a week, and I thought I'm going to be sensible and grab a non-stim pre. Heard really good things from friends that use this, and I got that in sour apple punch flavour, which is a bit of me. Picked up Glycomax. I haven't tried this yet either. I am saving it because I've still got a lot of my complete strength GDAs left, but I haven't used GDAs in a bulking phase other than that mini push-up that we did in between the NABA British Finals and the PCA British Finals. Heard amazing things about this as well, and I just want to kind of maximise that off season and putting on muscle as we push food up. So I picked up some of these, and I obviously have made some improvements. I don't know how much GDAs are down to that, but I wanted to try it when I am all about the off season. So now I picked up the Foresight Nutrition Rebuild after hearing that it was a very good supplement to start putting it in post prep, just as you are getting your body back to maintenance and improving on some of those health markers. Now I am going to get my bloods done. I'm just deciding on whether I actually go to the blood lab in person or whether I get a home testing kit. Andy can draw my blood, no problem. He is qualified to do that. That is something I'm considering, or whether I go over to, I think they based it, there's one in Manchester, and it's about 15 minutes from Andy's parents' house, who we're visiting next week. So optimal is about 2 weeks post show, as your body starts to get back to normal. Actually, how it works. I spoke to them at the Arnold's Expo about getting my bloods done. They do urine analysis, IV therapy, blood analysis, obviously, cardiac assessments and allergy testing. And how it works is you can actually go to one of their sites, which are based all over the UK, but there's multiple sites, or you can have the home testing kits where you get all of the equipment that you need, and then you go to a healthcare professional to draw your blood and then send it off, and you have to send it off via the post office. Don't put it in the post box, which I've been told. Royal Mail are being really unreliable at the moment, obviously with the strikes, so I am debating on whether I go and get this done in person, and there are appointments next Saturday, so that is something that I'm considering, and I'll obviously take you along for the ride. Picked up some glucosamine, very good for looking after your cartilage and your joints. I also picked up some 5-HTP capsules. I was looking for melatonin, precursor to serotonin and melatonin, and they are a good winter supplement, as I understand. Typically used pre-bedtime, trying to really get into the recovery phase and make sure that my body is rested and recovered well. So just got a few little things that I'm going to pop in the mix after consulting with coach, and yeah, go from there really. But these are things that I've picked up in the last week. Looking forward to getting them in, feeling all right. Had my exit interview for my job this afternoon, and that was between, funnily enough, between 2 and it took till about 3:30, and I wasn't hungry. So I'm going to make sure that whilst I'm off next week that I'm getting in loads of walks and loads of distracting things so that I'm not thinking about being hungry. But actually today has been okay. I've been alright, and I didn't have that first meal until about, I say first meal, it wasn't my first meal, first chicken and rice meal, until late for me. So maybe things are starting to settle a little bit. However, my chin is pizza central. It looks like pepperoni. So there's obviously a lot going on in there, which I want to make sure is well looked after by going and getting my bloods done and see where we're at. Last day in the office. Yes, I have just been into Sainsbury's with socks in my hair, because I actually have got to that point. Prep takes you to that point where you just don't give a shit, and I need to remember I'm not on prep now and I ought to have standards for myself. Sock hair though, so easy. Got the goods for the team. Krispy Kremes in Halloween decorations, so God knows what's actually in them. I'm sure it's the same as normal. And obligatory sorry for your loss card. I always do that when I leave somewhere. I'm like, sorry for your loss. Because it's just funny, and it's going to be an emotional day. I had a chat with one of my colleagues last night and kind of just said what I wanted to him, because he's been such a help over the last 3 years. It's been an intense 3 years in emergency planning. Pandemic, fuel shortage, refugees, storms, excess deaths, severe weather of every kind. I've tested and exercised every single plan that I am responsible for in those 3 years. It's been incredibly stressful. We've built mortuaries, we've set up rest centres, we've set up temporary homes for refugees. We have opened incident rooms to respond to storms. We've done cleanup after storms. We've done it all. We've done it all in the last 3 years. Bird flu, that's another one. Fuck me, bird flu. We've sent out food parcels to about 35,000 people. It's been intense, and they're a good bunch of people. They're a good bunch of people, and they deserve far more recognition than they get. So I'm going to write out my leaving card. I'm going to get in, have a shower, make myself a bit more presentable, and then do my last day at work, which will probably be made up of fuck all really, because I've handed it all over. So good afternoon. It is just around 2:30, I think, on Friday. I was let out of work early, kicked out the door, didn't want anything more to do with me, obviously. No, it was nice. It was a nice end to the day. Had some lovely gifts. Say lovely gifts. One of them was a candy bra to go towards my next bikini for my next show, which was very funny, very cute, very thoughtful. And then work got me a voucher for a restaurant that Andy and I like to go to, which was lovely and very thoughtful, because obviously we haven't had a meal out together in a very long time. So super thoughtful, really lovely, a bit emotional, and yeah, just getting some steps in before this evening, because I'm going to be sat on my arse watching Bob Dylan with my dad, which I'm really excited about. We'll go and get him about 4 o'clock. So just going to get these rounded off and head over to Nottingham. I've had one chicken and rice meal, I've got another chicken and rice meal, I've got a beef and potatoes meal, I've got my rice cakes, and I've got my pud. So I've got plenty to see me through today, I think, because that was my worry with it being rest day. One oats meal down, but I saved it until I got to work. So did my cardio fasted this morning so that I could feel that little bit fuller later, and got straight back into my routine of eating around 11:30 and not feeling too hungry. Always hits me later. Can't wait. That is how today's gonna go. Looking forward to tomorrow. Andy and I are going to go to the gym, have a little shop, and then take it easy for the rest of the day, I think, which will be fucking lovely. Change of plan, not going out, going up to A&E. Fuck's sake. My mum's been bitten by a dog, she's okay, but I'm not having her sit up here on her own, and she's in a bad way, so happy Saturday. I look knackered. Last night obviously did not go as planned, but sometimes you just gotta be there for the fam and suck it up. And actually, she definitely downplayed it when I got there. She was not in a good way, and she did need someone there. So I was a bit mad with her for saying, you know, go and enjoy your concert and stuff, because one, we couldn't have anyway, and two, she needed somebody there. So she's been stitched up, reporting to the police today. I won't insert any graphic content, but yeah, she wasn't good, going in and out of shock and stuff. So I'm just setting up my check-in. The house is got stuff everywhere. I've got presents arriving, which is really cute and nice. I don't know whether I've said it to you, I keep forgetting it's my birthday on Sunday, and like something else arrives and I'm like, oh yeah, I've just got so much going on. I'm like, I have weighed in and I actually weigh less than last week, so unusual, but I suppose I've just said to Andy, I suppose we're still in a deficit really, because we've not pushed up that high and my output is still high, so I'm gonna do that. And actually, whilst I've got my bikini on, I'll show you some of my excess skin, because this is something that I wanted to talk about. It's not something that bothers me as much anymore, and now with me I'm not as stage lean. I'm just not stage lean. I'm still lean, but I'm not stage lean. You can still see it, so I wanted to show you what that kind of looks like after such a big weight loss, because I don't look at it as something that really bothers me anymore. It used to, don't get me wrong, it's taken me a little while to accept it for what it is and the way that I look at it, but I just want everybody to kind of feel comfortable with themselves, and if I can do it, then anyone can. Look at how gross this tan is. Still, yeah, post-finals I've not made an effort to get rid of tan as much as and I do look like a tiger roll, so I'm going to go and do that as well before we go out today. But yeah, I'll show you what my excess skin looks like whilst I've got the tripod set up and stuff. Right, I'm being very brave here because, you know, it has taken me a long time to accept it, and it is only when I'm this lean that it kind of, you do see it at its full force, and it's not as bad as other people's. I'm not saying that I'm really hard done to, but I just wanted to show it because I think it's important. So you can't really see it too much when I'm posing, which is good for stage. But you can see, I don't know, the state of my boobs are empty. So I have a lot of skin around my boobies. Try and put this down a bit. You can see when I mean, you'd have this just from having a kid, or there'll be a lot of women at my age now that will have excess skin. And it's not uncommon in bodybuilding either, because a lot of people that have kind of been through a dramatic weight change like me do actually get into bodybuilding. It's just a thing they're constantly pushing, and also the skin that they've got, they want to put some muscle underneath it, so it's not prominent, but you can, and you only see this, like I say, when I'm leaner. And this is too we're 2 weeks post-show now, so it has been worse. Well, I say worse, if you want to look at it that way. It has been more obvious, but I have got it. You just can't, I have to really manipulate it to see it. So I've spoken to a lot of people that have talked about competing and their skin, and it puts them off, and there's no reason for it to let it put you off, because if I hadn't done that and shown you, if I hadn't shown you and pulled at my bloody body like that, would you have really known? And my bum looks a bit saggy and sorry for itself at the minute, but my bum goes crazy in off season. Would you have really known? The answer is no. So my message to you on Saturday morning is, don't let it hold you back from doing anything. And like I say, unless you're posing like this, no one's ever going to see it. See? And everyone's got stretch marks. Everyone's got scars. And no one gives a fuck. Just saying.
Full stretch.
Old Faithful at Meadow Hall. Oh, not worth it. Save it for tomorrow. Vlog update. We've been and trained at Ultraflex, haven't we?
Yeah.
We were in there for like 2 hours. We need to chill out. We're in there for 2 hours, and then I did my 20 minutes cardio. My cardio's come down. I haven't done an update since my check-in this morning. My check-in was really, really good. Her actual words were, golly Wally, I think it's time we increased your food, which is brilliant. So I think I've actually got a bit of tomato sauce around my mouth. Wow. So in my food now, my oats I think are slightly changing. I think I've got 55 grams of oats. Ooh. I've been upgraded from a bagel thin to a bagel in the morning, which is exciting. We all love that upgrade. What else have I got? I've got extra chicken. Chicken and rice meals are staying pretty much the same apart from the extra chicken. So the way that they're configured is the same. But I've been given a burger in an evening. However, I've challenged this because Andy makes the best burgers and we eat them as like a treat, and I really want to still enjoy them. So if I eat burgers every day, I'm probably going to be sick of burgers, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to take all the components and just do them as like mince potatoes, cheese and stuff. I get tomato sauce as well, like a pasta based tomato sauce. And I can have either rice or pasta in one of my chicken meals. So I'm going to shake it up and put some pasta in. But yeah, this is how exciting my life is. I still get my crispy squares post-workout and post-workout oats as well. Oh, it's crazy. My cardio's gone down to 20 minutes and I do that 5 days a week instead of daily. So tomorrow on my birthday, I'm doing no training, just getting steps. Are you back? Are you coughing? What you doing? You put too much chilli in something?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't. Just coughed. So yeah, that's where we're at. Tomorrow we're going for a meal in the evening. And I'm going to have a cookie box as well. I've just taken it out to defrost. I'm going for Granny's Flapjack as my birthday cake of choice. And yeah, so that's the plan tomorrow. We're going to go to Doddington Hall for a walk in the morning, aren't we? And have a nice coffee. Don't worry, I'll take you. And just sat in front of all the nice things that I've been sent for my birthday, wanting to open them. I keep forgetting it's my birthday tomorrow. Another thing that I wanted to mention that I don't think I did, I had a really weird dream the other day that I woke up panicky because I dreamt that I'd eaten loads of dairy milk in the night in bed. Obviously I hadn't, but it's getting crazy in there. What are you making? Burgers?
I am indeed.
See? Burgers all the time. But you're going fancy on these, aren't you?
Well, if you consider barbecue, bacon, cheese fancy,
You're not normally a barbecue guy though, well, barbecue sauce guy.
I'm a human being.
All the fucking time. All the time. We do burgers a lot, and I've just had my minced cheese potato thing. Oh, actually, I'm supposed to have a brioche with that, aren't I? So I'll have that bagel thin. Fucking hell.
What? Tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you want it?
Do you want it?
Brilliant.
I've still got to have a pudding as well. Christ. I'm going to roll into my check-in next week. It'll be all right. Everything will stabilise. It's not the aim of the game anymore. It's not the aim of the game. I am feeling a lot better this week about just general reverse and putting weight on. I wasn't feeling particularly bad about it in the first place, but it is a bit of a head fuck when you've been working for pretty much not even more than 3/4 of the year to look a certain way, and then just we're not doing that anymore. And particularly I hate the word journey, but my journey to stage has been very different, whereby I started about 10 stone heavier than I actually got on stage. So I've been working towards that goal for a really, really long time, but very, very excited about off season now. It's only taken a couple of weeks to do that. Now that kind of like the photos and everything has died down and more people, it's weird, isn't it? More people that I'm seeing across social media and stuff are settling into off season. It's just different. And the things that we are now able to go, oh yeah, well, I can do that. And oh, I can have one of those and I can have that coffee and blah, 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 blah. All the little simple things that you miss out on, I'm now doing, and it feels good. And body's still in a really, really good place. I haven't said this yet, but I'm doing a photo shoot next week. And yeah, photo shoot. I've never done that before in this capacity. It's not like a sexy one or anything like that. It's an opportunity for me, whilst I am in some relative lean state, to do a gym shoot. So I'm going to use it for when I launch my business. And yeah, we're doing that at Stockport at EP Jungle.
Place to be.
Place to be. I hear actually.
Stockport's a shithole.
Is Stockport a shithole?
Yeah.
How come?
Well, because it's outside of Greater Manchester Borough. It's like.
Have I been to Stockport?
No, we've never been to Stockport.
Apparently Stockport's a shithole. So we'll find out, won't we? I have 2 more days where Andy can watch scary films with me, because Andy doesn't do spooky films. And it's the 29th of October. And I've had a month window to get through. He has watched a couple of spooky things. And man, the pressure's on. The pressure is on. I feel like no really, really scary films have come out in the last probably 10 years. All the old ones are the best. Kind of want to watch a Stephen King or something, but I don't know. Taking recommendations, although it'll probably be too late by the time this vlog comes out, but maybe for next year. How was your sausage roll?
My sausage roll is the best.
We love coming here, don't we?
For the sausage rolls and the scotch eggs and the coffee exclusively.
And there's something you've missed.
The dogs.
Yeah. So many dogs. So many dogs. This is one of our favourite bits. Buying up cheeses. Farm shop heaven. This is what it's all about. Me and my best friends when we get together. Yeah. Can't actually find the pistachio cannolis that we always get from here. I don't know whether they've gone or whether they don't sell them anymore because it's been that long since I bought any. Fuck. Look at me, I'm wearing makeup and I look like I've got my life together wearing normal people clothes.
Very true.
I know. What a treat. We've just been to the farm shop and now we're having a walk down to the Buckle Barn because we're going to pretend it's Christmas.
Let's do it.
I hate it. Andy was going to get us a Christmas mushroom. What's festive about a mushroom, Andy?
I've got nothing.
No. Andy is one of those people that is wearing my hat. Matching. And he's one of those people that if he was left to his own devices would have a house full of like the home sense, all of the animals. Like, you know, the ones like the jaguars and stuff. That is what our house would look like. The things that no one buys. So he's trying to get me to get a Christmas pheasant. $280. And he just said that's going to cause a problem on the tree again, as if there's like carnage every year. What's that? Ah, yes, the Christmas bucket. So festive. This place does have some crazy baubles. Christmas pheasant. Dexter, did you just take my bow? He's not gonna...
Leave it. No, go away.
Come here.
Wait.
Come here.
Go to mummy.
Get off this.
Come here.
Go to mummy.
No. No.